On Pod Hub Network. Your city, your podcast.
Yo. Welcome to NS9 NFT. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, our co-host, Jim Rosati. Jim, what's up, man?
What's going on? It's been a while since we did one of these.
Which it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I want to say it's been 2 weeks.
So we skipped 1 week. But it feels that way, right? It's been forever.
I know.
But I'll say that's one of the things that's intrigued me about Candy, because they've started this in the off season, more or less. So it was like where's, I don't know what the consistency is going to be. We've had the drop, we've had some stuff here last week. There really wasn't much to talk about at all. So yeah, we didn't feel a need to do a show, but there's some stuff this week, Jim.
There was some stuff today, and a little bit tomorrow too. Yeah, and then some news came out today too about Topps. I don't know if we were going to talk about that, but yeah, there's some stuff happening now.
We're going to encompass all of that, Jim.
Yeah, there we go. We talk about everybody
behind their backs and in front of their faces.
Yes.
But yes, if you're tuning into the show, obviously the title of it as well, you understand. And if you don't, and you're here to find out what this NFT space is about. So Candy Digital did drop and release, and I'll tell you what, let's put that on the stream here. Their Candy Jerseys 2021 edition today. So here it is, which, by the way, all we had beforehand was just like a picture for the most part. Here's like the whole animated jersey. That jersey's clean.
Yeah, and actually, if you go into your collection and actually click on it, there's more. Have you like done the whole animation yet?
I have.
Okay.
So we let's go ahead and do that then now.
Yeah. Kind of see the whole thing.
Yeah, so there's the jersey we're talking about. So this is the 2021 Candy jersey they released today as an NFT, which, by the way, as you saw on the site, was $75. We'll talk a little bit more about the utility of it, what we're going to do. But this is the jersey that was released. And yeah, I mean, look at that. That's a nice jersey. I legit would buy that.
Okay.
Probably. In like some weird way, does it have some like Arizona Diamondbacks feel to it?
A little bit. It kind of reminds me of like the ugly Diamondbacks jerseys.
The ugly ones.
But if you go to the next animation, that one's kind of cool. So if we go to here we go. It's like kind of got the whole thing being made and stuff. I like the sound on it too. I know we can't hear the sound on your computer for some reason. But it's got sound and everything.
You can't hear it?
No.
You sure? I can hear it.
I can't.
Oh. Well, I apologize.
There you go. And then there's another one, because we'll get to like one of the things you can do with it, right?
You could potentially burn them. And look, there it's being burned.
The jersey. Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm curious to see. I mean, we'll get into it here, but Yeah, I think a little bit over. You said what? Over 2,500 have already been sold.
I think it was at about 2,400 about
Yeah.
an hour ago. Yeah,
It's been
close
about
to
12
24.
hours now.
Mhm.
And what's kind of unique about this, it's available for a pretty long time, right? I think it's a month. It's gone until December
December
21st.
December 17th, I believe.
Okay.
I have it in our banner. Yep, through December 17th.
Yeah. So you got almost a month, probably basically 4 weeks essentially to get one. And it sounds like there's going to be more than one way to get it other than just purchasing it on the website.
Right. So yeah, that is very interesting. So they haven't announced how specifically it's going to be obtained, but they did state that, of course you can buy it on the website right now through December 17th for $75. You get it right then and there. Of course it's minted as you go. But they're also going to have a package with Fanatics. So you make a purchase at Fanatics for some amount of money for whatever it is. Again, those details haven't really been released, but if you make that purchase with Fanatics, you'll get that email to go ahead and be able to obtain with it. So it's similar to how they did the World Series trophy. They had two versions of it you can buy, and then they had that purchasing, right? You spent $250 at Fanatics while buying the World Series champion, a product from them. You can get a link to get the free NFT.
Yeah, so we don't know exactly what the details are going to be with Fanatics. They kind of teased a little bit earlier that it was going to basically be if you spent $75 at Fanatics, you're eligible for this. They really haven't announced the details on that yet, so that's kind of just.
Yeah, was that a tease, Jim, or was that a mistake?
It might have been a mistake, but yeah, when the jersey first dropped this morning, it actually said on there, "Hey, you can also obtain this with a promo that's going to happen later by purchasing $75 worth of stuff through Fanatics." And then they took that off. So I don't know if they took that off maybe to try to get more people to buy it up front or what. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's an item for folks. And we talked about this before. Like you're going to be able to a lot of people are going to get one of these, or at least be qualified to get one of these, who have no idea what NFTs are, right? They just spend $75 at fanatics.com, during their Christmas shopping. And at some point during this promo period, we don't know when that's going to be, but they're going to be eligible for this jersey NFT. So once that gets announced, I'm sure we'll talk about it. But yeah, as of right now, that's kind of the plan. So I know you got one this morning. I got one this morning. My plan is to probably, take advantage of that promo. I got to do some Christmas shopping anyways. There's people who I buy sports stuff for. So I plan on just trying to get another one of these through that promo. So yeah. Kind of cool.
I'm with you. I think, like you said, the promo was on there, $75. So that just seems like, why wouldn't you do it? If this costs $75 to buy right now, why wouldn't I just buy $75 worth of actual items and then also get this that's cost of $75? But I did see it as well where it's just a one-time thing. You did bring it up this morning, and I think I did confirm that where, it's a one. You can't spend like $150 at Fanatics and get two of them. You can spend one, you get one. You can spend $1 billion at Fanatics, you're just getting one. But like you said, that's why I think it is pretty cool. There are just, we know this because we're in the space. We're on Candy. How many people don't even know about this? Don't even know what NFT is, right? Like you said, they go on Fanatics, they make their purchase, and all of a sudden they get an email and they get this. They're like, oh, what's this? It's free. Might as well get it. And that's the way of getting it, maybe.
Yeah, and again, like what's kind of intriguing about this is it's not just a a digital jersey, right? I don't know if you're not still sharing there, but part of this whole thing is, you can keep this as a collector's item, right? And keep it and have it and hold it, for all the days of your life type of thing. But it also sounds like at some point in the future, they haven't really said when, but at some point in the future, if you hold this jersey, you will be able to burn it. Right. And by burning it, you're basically giving it up. Right. You're kind of trading it in. for the opportunity to be on a future drop. That has to, that's a Major League Baseball drop is what it says. So it'll be an MLB drop on Candy. And yeah, I mean, I got to imagine that, depending on how many of these get sold, how many people are going to hold these jerseys, how many people are going to burn them, that drop could end up being something that's quite interesting.
For sure. So it was, this was announced a few weeks ago that they're doing it. And they said, of course, you can hold it or burn it. No one knew the actual like regulations, the rules, and what they're going to do. But it did announce that you could buy as many as you wanted also. So, that was like the big thing. Are you going to be able to just buy one? And if you buy one, like what choice are you going to make? Are you going to really hold on to this thing? You're going to cash it in, right? Burn it for whatever's up. Now they give the opportunity to buy as many as you want. I mean, it just seems like it's a no-brainer for most people. You're buying two, right? One to definitely hold, and at least one to burn for whatever this thing is. As it states here, they haven't, of course, designated what the thing's going to be that you can burn it for yet, but they do state down the road, owners will be given the unique right to burn the jersey, and in its place, receive special access to an upcoming Candy and MLB product line. What that is, we don't know. But we can definitely make some speculations on the show tonight, Jim.
Yeah. I mean, I said, I got to imagine everybody's doing that same thing. Most of the people that are talking about this that I'm seeing are, that's kind of what they're going for, is one to hold, one to burn. That's that's probably my strategy as well. But yeah, I mean, they haven't done so far what Candy has done, right? They did their All-Star release, right? They've done their prospects, which is the uncut diamonds. Yeah. And then they did the play of the days. They did the World Series trophies. They did the World Series medallion. They've got this jersey now. So you would think that, they would kind of continue with the player NFT type things. I feel like that's probably the most sought after stuff, right? But yeah, who knows? I have no idea. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with this stuff, and yeah, I'm curious on when are they going to have you hold this a year? When the marketplace opens up, are you going to be able to sell this and obtain more? Like what? Yeah, I don't know how it's going to go.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes this so fun and interesting. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, to start off, as you mentioned, that's what's kind of cool about Candy. I mean, it isn't, and they've shown it isn't just about baseball moments, right? A player. Mm-hmm. They've done so much already in the small amount of time they've been out here. I mean, even this jersey alone, So we don't know what it's going to be. We don't even know if it's technically going to be like these moments. I mean, people have put out there, maybe it's access to like a specific team jersey, right? So, you can cash this in. If you want to get a Yankees jersey, get a Yankees jersey. If you want to get a Dodger one, get a Dodgers one. And some have alluded to, because, with the serial numbers, I mean, if you get a Dodgers and then there's a serial number, maybe the serial's 42. And it's like, well, now you got a Jackie Robinson, Dodgers jersey, and like how the value could come into there as well. Be pretty cool. I personally kind of just feel like maybe this is your way of getting access into like maybe some special drops, right? You saw the uncut gems, like you talked about, the prospects, the all-stars. Maybe they're going to have a line of MLB NFTs that come out, and the only way to get into it is you get to burn your jersey. That's something that could happen too,
right? Yeah.
What other ideas you have out there?
I mean, you just threw them all out there. Jeez.
I just two.
I mean, the jersey thing makes sense, right? Because it is a jersey. So it's like, okay, well, what's the next step that you do with this jersey, right? I mean, you could even, like I said, because it's a Fanatics partnership, I mean, heck, you could burn the jersey and get like a real life jersey, right? I mean, there's so many things you could do with it. I have no idea what they will do. My guess, if I had to guess, is that they're going to come out with a new line of player NFTs, right? And by burning it, you get access to the drop. That would be my guess.
That's kind of where I'm at. Zoe, have a
Oh.
comment here. Zoe says, so this jersey is basically like a mystery box, a warm-up for their MLB product line. It's kind of what I'm thinking of it. We just don't know what it is. Like you said, a mystery box is a perfect way of putting it. This is basically your ticket to whatever they decide you can, use it for.
Yeah. So you can either turn the ticket in for whatever that is, or you can just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to keep this ticket forever because it's the first ticket that they ever produced, right? Or maybe it's like they have multiple things. Like maybe they say, okay, here's this first thing that you can burn for, and then if you don't use it, then you can will you only have one chance to burn this thing, and if you don't burn it, then do you keep it forever, or are there going to be multiple opportunities to burn it so that 1, 2, 3 years down the road, if you've held on that long and you haven't burned it, like what does that do? Do you get access to even more rare things because there's only a limited number of jerseys still left? I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know, Jim. We have no idea. And that's what makes this so interesting. Zoe comments again, what happened if you don't burn it? You keep it. And then we don't know if that's going to be a value. Maybe it is. I mean, that's the whole reason why I'm getting to it, because I intend to not burn one. I intend to just hold one because this is the first drop that's happening. There's obviously the space is never going to get smaller than it is today going forward, right? I mean, it's only going to grow. So if right now, as we mentioned, there's 2,400 that's, minted. I mean, I expect there's going to be well more than that because of how many are getting the free ones. Even say there's 10,000 that was minted, like this will probably never be smaller than a 10,000 mint. And people will be burning that. Like in 10 years, if there's like 200,000 jerseys, 500,000 jerseys minted or whatever, you know what I mean? Like this could be rare in this sense. Plus, it's the very first one that came about. So, when we talk about collectors, that's where my mindset goes. Like, I have the very first jersey unburned.
Right. And then if there's 10,000 of them, right, let's just throw out a number, and 5,000 are burned, then there aren't 10,000 of them anymore. There's only 5,000. And then if they said the thing that's interesting about this is, then do they keep giving you opportunities to burn it? So does that 5,000 then become 4,000? And then later on, does the 4,000 become 3,000? Like, do they keep almost because you would think just like supply and demand type of thing. The more, if you were to do that, right, the longer you go, the less jerseys there are because they keep getting burned. The value of an unburned jersey would be high, right? Because there's not a lot of them. So it's like with each attempt to burn with each opportunity to burn the jersey, does it give you access to like a cooler thing, right? Until down the road, all the jerseys are burned, right? Like at some point, maybe they give you all these opportunities, and there's something that where you can't say, okay, I can't keep this anymore, I need to burn it, type of thing. It's who knows? It's
like an invitation to the Hall of Fame. When Barry Bonds gets inducted.
Yeah.
Right?
Who knows
I'll turn
that
into that.
Yeah, so I think that's what there's some pretty cool utility and things they can do with it. I think that would be an interesting way to do it is, hey, you'll have multiple opportunities to burn this thing, like the longer you keep it.
Potentially, yeah.
So it's like, do you burn it now? Do you burn it later? Do you hold it forever? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. And like, that's just the thing. There's no precedent. That's what makes this drop so unique, right? We have no idea. And a year from now, when the 2022 edition will drop, we can say, well, they did this last year, so I'm prepared. This is probably what they'll do. We can speculate maybe a little closer to like what they'll have to release to burn it for, how many they'll have, stuff like that. But right now, we have no idea. And as much as we all want to, I mean, they're doing the right thing. And I hope they don't release anything until after December 17th. Like, we all should be going into this completely blind. That's what makes this so fun and unique. Completely blind until it's all done with. And then on December 18th, they're like, boom, here's the roadmap, or here's some ideas or whatever. And now we have an understanding, which is also why, I mean, we talk about having one to hold, of course, right? And then buying one to burn. But like, I don't know if one's enough. I'm really teetering on buying, more than one, just because what if there's multiple things? You're saying, what if they do have multiple things throughout the year? There's this drop, like maybe have 5 opportunities where you can burn. Now that one jersey you have to pick which 5. But if I have 5 of them, I get in all 5, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, do I want to just buy one more? I don't think I do. Maybe I should prepare myself. Next year, I'll have a better understanding. It's like, okay, well, I got to get at least 5 because here's what they did last year. This year, I have no idea. I kind of feel like if I buy one and then they have like all these things lined up, now I'm sitting like just looking foolish. It was only $75, Jim. Why didn't I buy more of them?
Yeah, like what happens if in January they're like, okay, here you guys go. If you burn this, you get access to this drop of award winners, and it's the MVPs, and it's the Gold Glove winners, and it's the Cy Young Award winners, all that stuff, right? And so you're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll burn for that, right? But then like the next month, they're like, hey, spring training's just around the corner. We're releasing our spring training NFT set. Yeah. Only way you can do it though is if you burn.
They do the top 100 list, right? The top 100 prospect list.
Top 100 prospects. Yeah. But the only way to get in it, though, only way to get it though is to burn a jersey, Donardo. Yep. Then you're gonna be like, oh, I wish I had a jersey.
Oh, you only bought one of them.
So then you got to go and you either got to buy a jersey on the marketplace, which will be more than $75 probably at that point, right?
$5,000.
Yeah, so it is. It's like, what do you do? How many mystery boxes do you want, right? Do you want to just get 2 mystery boxes, hold one, open the other? Do you want to get 5 mystery boxes to hold 2 and open 3? I mean, it's
yeah. Or maybe it's one big drop and every jersey you turn in like increases the rarity or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
if you have 5 jerseys, you get in this rarity queue or something. I don't know. But that's where I'm at.
The logical thing. Yeah. I mean, the logical thing would be like, the more jerseys you have, I guess the more opportunities you'll have at stuff. Just don't know what the stuff is.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the other end, I could buy 5 of them, right? And there's just one drop, and now I have 4 jerseys I'm holding because,
right? Yeah,
I mean, still probably not the worst thing, but
yeah, but you're right. I mean, you have no idea. Yeah,
I mean, I've seen. Look at their Discord. I mean, some people have bought 10 already.
I saw that. Yeah,
that's where I'm at. I'm not sure if I'm buying 10 of them, but I've definitely felt like I'm buying at least a multiple. Probably 5 is my sweet spot.
So at the beginning of this podcast, you were at 2. You've now talked yourself into 5.
I was definitely more than 2. This morning, I was even texting Geddes and Tong about it to make sure they got in.
Okay.
I was even saying it then. Like I'm definitely buying multiples. At least 2. My suggestion to everyone listening: at least 2. But I'm
probably just doing 2.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. Right. We'll see.
You may asking for mine, Jim.
You may talk me into more, but right now I'm at 2. I'm still at 2.
Nice. So, yeah, I mean, with the jersey. So we didn't really get too deep into that. You did mention about like Fanatics. I mean, that's something I did think about as well, because it does say Candy and MLB product line. It doesn't specifically say NFT. It's a product line. Now, Candy, of course, is aligned with Fanatics. So, right. I mean, it could be, we say jersey, any type of true physical in your hands merchandise that you could own through Fanatics. So that's why, like, it's just so limitless on like what this really could be.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a Candy branded jersey of your team, right? So that, like, you could go to the ballpark and advertise Candy, basically, and say, hey, look at me, I've got Candy NFTs type of thing. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could do with it. I don't know if it's going to necessarily be a physical item. I don't know if it's going to be an NFT. I mean, it could be. I mean, heck, it could be like get something at Fanatic, get a team jersey at Fanatics, and then when you wear it at the game and you submit something through the MLB Ballpark app, then you get access to stuff if you're wearing the jersey at the game or something. There's so many things you could do with it. I mean,
there for sure is, which kind of leads into a good segue to our next topic. So I'll say this: is there anything left with this jersey specifically that we want to touch on and talk about?
Nah, you'll probably talk me into more than 2 by the end of the buying period. But
you're already at 3.
We'll
I can just sense it. So I guess before we get into the next segment here, why don't you, if you want to share, you can share, or you can just say it. You can see my cereal's 343. What cereal did you get, Jim?
I got
always better than me.
277. 277.
Nice. So 3 digits. So that's also part of that. I mean, cereals do seem to be a thing in the digital world. So 3 digits, pretty low mint number, right? Pretty low cereal, in relatively speaking, to what could be out there eventually.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So you talked about how, they can do what they could do, how it could be you wear a jersey at a game, this and that, right? So one thing I wanted to talk about on here as well, we've had some discussions behind the scenes. I didn't want to go too deep. We'll save it for the show, but I did put out a poll out there as well. Didn't get a whole lot of interaction, so it's not like I'm really going to go by the numbers on that. But I'm curious to talk to you, like where Candy's going in the future. Where do you see it? And, the big player right now when it comes to like sports collectibles, as far as NFTs, I would have to say NBA Top Shot. Like NBA Top Shot pretty much brought almost everyone in the NFT space that's in it right now to it, right? And then they've been the forefront of course, like professional moments, right? So like when you think about that, you think about NBA Top Shot. So Candy's pretty new here. And even though it's been such a short time, I did kind of put out there and ask, how's everyone feel about the future of the two? Long term, who you more say bullish on, right? Candy or NBA Top Shot? Now, of the 16, I think people that that voted was a big turnout. 80% said NBA Top Shot, 20% said Candy. So I'm going to ask you, Jim, what are you more bullish on? Top Shot or Candy?
I voted Top Shot, right? And not necessarily that I'm more bullish on it, but first off, it's been around longer. It's more, entrenched. It's almost too big to fail at this point. You know what I mean? Now, Candy, I think, has a ton of potential to grow, right? Because it's just now starting off, and it seems like it's starting off pretty strong. So definitely room to grow. I'm just looking at it from the point of, hey, Top Shot is in year 3 now of doing this.
Yeah.
Candy's in month 1, month 2,
right.
Top Shot's just, I just have more faith that Top Shot's going to be around, in another 3 years than I do Candy, just because they're already 3 years in. They've kind of figured it out. They kind of know what they're doing over there. Candy is still developing everything. That's not to say that Candy can't develop into just a powerhouse. I mean, that's why we have a podcast about them here, right? We obviously feel strongly about the brand and the project, but no, I just if I'm gonna bet on something, I'm gonna go with the one that's been around for 3 years.
Cool.
I'll also add this. NBA is just a much more better run just thing than Major League Baseball. So it's at the same time, it's almost like, how is Major League Baseball going to screw this up, right? Whereas NBA is not going to do that. The NBA knows what they're doing. They know the audience that they're going for, and Major League Baseball doesn't really. But maybe this is kind of making a shift. Like maybe Major League Baseball is trying to figure out that, hey, they need to kind of change things up. So I trust the judgment of the actual sports league, better with the NBA than I do with baseball as well.
Okay.
But then also Candy, I don't know if you saw today, just announced they're doing NASCAR now.
Yeah.
They've just reached an agreement with NASCAR.
So
it's not even just MLB anymore. They're gonna have MLB and NASCAR now.
Nice.
Yeah. They just announced that today.
That's a dynamic.
Yeah. I mean, NASCAR is huge. I mean, it's a big, and that's another, but like that's also another organization that probably needs to expand and reach a younger audience, because I would imagine that the NASCAR audience is similar to the Major League Baseball audience when it comes to age ranges. So it kind of fits the same mold.
That's where I was going with it. And I mean, I'm not into NASCAR, so I don't really know the base. But when I think of NASCAR, when I think about NASCAR, I don't know how many people are in the NFT space right now that watch NASCAR. That's what I was getting to. Yeah. And so we're already talking about baseball. And that's what I was going to say. Let me start off by saying your last comment about the two sports, fully 100% agree with. I feel like the people who are into NFTs probably relate and watch the NBA more than they do MLB. So that's where Top Shot, I think, also has the upper leg, right? I mean, there is more younger people in the NFTs. MLB is typically an older crowd, and I feel like NASCAR is as well. So to get them into the space, they might be a little more hesitant on where, the younger people are more in. Oh, let's call in. NFTs are cool. I understand all this. I want to learn about it. And they do it. So I think you're right there. The NBA has the advantage just based on the league. I should say Top Shot has the advantage based on the league. And I agree with that. But here's where I'm going to tell you that just in this limited amount of space, now things can certainly change. But if you're going to ask me today, who I think is better in the long term, 5 years from now, what's the bigger platform? I'm going with Candy. Just based on the stuff that I've seen so far. And one of my biggest reasons for it is, and you're going to joke, I know you already made this comment beforehand, because I'm going to say it though, but is Fanatics. It truly is. The fact that they have Fanatics behind them, I think is so clutch. NBA Top Shot is really cool. It's really unique. I really, really like what they did. That's what got me into it, right? Just the platform itself, just seeing what it is, the moments. It's awesome. But let's be honest, Jim, for one, that's all they can really do. Candy has Fanatics. I mean, we're seeing how they're using Fanatics. We see how they're bringing people into this space that wouldn't. Buy some of the Fanatics, get an NFT, right? Just like you mentioned, your uncle, your grandfather, your aunt, whomever, right? They're going to buy some of the Fanatics. They're going to get an email and say, hey, get this for free. Well, it's free, so I'm going to get it. And now they have an NFT. And they're like, well, what's this? And then here comes Jim. Well, I can tell you all about it. Well, watch my podcast. Hopefully you're doing that too. But,
right.
You can tell them about it. And now they feel cool. All right, well, I don't understand this, but I have one. It's free. And maybe that lures some people into it. Top Shot really can't do that. You just have to go to Top Shot. Where Candy, the name is almost very literal, right? They're handing out that free candy to people. And now we got you as a customer. So I think the Fanatics thing is huge. And then we've already seen they've dropped one line, right? They had one big drop with the All-Stars and the uncut gems, the prospects. They've already done the World Series trophies. They've done Stadium Series. They've done the pendants. They've now done this jersey. I'm seeing this to be way bigger than just player moments in MLB. They seem to grasp the whole collecting thing. NBA Top Shot has done a great job of all these moments. They've expanded a little bit in the summer league where, if you're at the stadiums, you can get these NFTs and stuff. They've done a little bit of that, but I see Candy fully embracing it. They've already talked about the scenario where their vision is you're watching a baseball game and Aaron Judge hits a home run and it goes to section 232 and everyone in section 232 gets an NFT. How cool was that?
Yeah,
some of the stuff we've speculated, you even said Topps has done something similar to that for the World Series. And go ahead and mention that again for us, because I forget exactly how that happened.
Yeah, I mean, Topps was doing it where, there's the MLB ballpark app that when you're in the ballpark, you get access, to things already, through Major League Baseball. But one of the things for the World Series was if you were at the ballpark, go into the MLB ballpark app and like check in basically, and you could claim an NFT that was specific to that game. So they did that for the World Series games.
That to me is very cool. That to me screams collector. And I think that's what I see the differences in the spaces. Like Candy so far just screams, we're here for the collector. I'm going to give you so many types of things to collect, essentially. And the fact that they're talking about in the ballpark, like the experiences there, that's where, so talking about the leagues, think about that. That's where I think it differs. We've even discussed potential, like what you could see down the road with NFTs, how they evolve, right? Especially in this space. Maybe in 5 years from now, your tickets are actually NFTs. And everyone has an NFT ticket. Maybe they get it, an NFT of a moment that happened in that game. Well, think about what's big in baseball. Debuts, right? The big time prospect makes his debut today. Everyone wants to go to that game. You don't have that in NBA. Like no one's like, right. Oh, you know what? Wander Franco's getting called up today. Let's go to the basketball game, right? MLB, that's a big thing. You and I discussed this off air. Mm-hmm. If Wander Franco got called up and this was a possibility, you live in Louisville, I live in Jacksonville. I guess I could, but I'm not going to the game. You're not going to the game. I bet you both of us get a ticket that game, though.
If it was one of those things where, like, if you had a ticket to the game, you get a Wander Franco Major League debut NFT, basically attached to your ticket, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty neat.
Like, who wouldn't? If you're already collecting it, like this is the thing that you're doing. It would be stupid not to collect that because that's a collectible. If I have the ticket itself as an NFT, right? Safe. I always have that ticket. I don't have to worry about it being ruined or the dog eating it or, washing in my pants, whatever. I got that ticket. And I can also prove I was there and I did it. Right. And all the people, like you think you've joked about before, right? Like 130,000 people have seen Andrew McCutchen's debut when the game had like 30,000 people there. Right. I can prove I was there. I got the NFT. So like that turns into a collectible. So like again, the home run with Aaron Judge, like that doesn't happen in NBA. There's not much that happens in the fan experience at the game where baseball does, and you can really interact with that and intertwine it. So I think that's another thing that stands out with Candy is like their vision and how this is much more than just MLB moments that we're going after. And that truly is one of the reasons I'm very, very bullish on this. And I do think it has the mindset and the potential to really grow and do better in 5 years in Top Shot.
I mean, you bring out all good points, and we already know just you could say all you want about baseball being passed by the NFL as the most popular sport in America. It has, right? But like if you look at like the sports collectible world, baseball's still the king. Baseball fans collect baseball stuff. Whereas other fans of sports do a little bit, but not to the extent of baseball. When you're looking at, what are the most expensive sales, in sports memorabilia auctions, it's baseball cards. It's Honus Wagner. It's Mickey Mantle. It's Mike Trout. Those are the top ones, right? It's not Dan Marino, John Elway, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. It's not Michael Jordan. It's not, it's not those guys. It's the baseball players, right? So, yeah, I mean, the baseball fans already gravitate towards collectibles and memorabilia. I think what just Candy's going to have to do is, okay, how do we get those fans that collect physical items and get them on our platform? to start collecting digital items, right? That's going to be the first step. And you mentioned Fanatics is the way you do that, right? You go to Fanatics and you buy that stuff. Boom, here's your free NFT. What's this? Oh, I can just hold it. Or, oh, wait, now I can turn this in and I can get access to other stuff. It's definitely a leg up in regards to like the utility and what they can do with it. Like from Top Shot just doesn't have that, like you said. So I'll agree with you on all your points. I'm curious to kind of just see how it goes. Top Shot's pretty big right now, you know?
Oh, it absolutely is.
It's huge. So to get there, it's gonna take some time. Can it get there? I don't know. I mean, Top Shot's only been around for 3 years, and it's exploded. What's Candy gonna look like in 3 years? I really have no idea.
And I agree. I'm fully on board. You know, I say this is a very, very early take. It's very early. It's really too early to really state this with full confidence. But if I today had to make a choice, just based on the two things I see, that's it. I want to say one thing though too, Jim. You said what they have. You brought up Fanatics. You're talking about collecting. I mean, what are baseball cards also going to be? What are those baseball people going to be collecting in 2025? It's 25, right? Or 26?
2025. Yeah, Fanatics will be in charge of all baseball cards.
So those baseball cards are going to be part of Candy.
So they're going to be sold by Fanatics. And that's true. You could make it so, and I mean, some Panini already kind of does this, right? Where, you know, you buy a pack of cards, right? And you could have physical cards in here, but you could also have like a code that you redeem on Candy to get access to an NFT.
Yeah.
You know?
Or vice versa even. Topps does that part. Can't you burn it to get a physical card? Who does that?
No. The Topps used to do something like that, but like it was way back when. Like we're talking about E-Tops way back in the day.
You're right. You know what? You're the one who told me about that. That was that.
So that was about 20 years ago. 20 to 15 years ago. They stopped doing that. It was a pretty cool project that they did back then. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff you could do with it, especially if they're the ones who are going to be printing the cards. You know, that's another way to get the people who open these onto the computer.
Right. So there's those reasons I just talk about that I'm very bullish on Candy, where I can see. Now, a couple of things I want to talk about with Top Shot and I want to preface this because this whole segment right now is me talking up Candy, which leads me to state the things that I don't like about Top Shot or things that I'm seeing that are having problems. Let me preface this by still stating, I'm still very bullish on Top Shot. Like, this is a very good platform, and I'm in it. But with that said, you mentioned how Top Shot's 3 years in, and they're established, and Candy's just getting started. And I think what benefits is Candy can also see the mistakes or see some of the things that are taking people away, or not even so much away, but a bad taste down a little bit on Top Shot and say, well, let's not do that. Right. So they can learn from Top Shot. And this has kind of been something I've talked about, and even on Trash Cat's show, which if you don't follow them, if you're listening to us, Trash Cats does an NBA Top Shot show every Friday. Go follow them. Tong's been on this show a few times with them. But everything is tied to collector score there, which is a cool concept. I mean, this really rewards the people that collect, right? They're really in the trenches with Top Shot, and you know they've been all in with Top Shot. But I see the downfall there because for multiple reasons. For one, how NBA Top Shot releases their drops. Okay, everything is a common drop until some special drop comes up, right? So I'll run it back. So here's all the special cards. It's more exclusive. They're all rare. Right, where we have 250,000 packs released for commons. When we do this edition, it's only 16,000. And for you to qualify for it, you have to have a high collector score. well, kind of makes sense, right? Like you're paying me back. I've invested into you, so you're helping me get a better shot at getting these packs. But my issue I see is like now people are coming in today. They're not going to have like access to all these packs. They have to really, really grind to get to the spot where maybe I'm at already, right? With these high collector scores. So they have to do a lot more work to even get that chance. And like, so for them, they might be less incentivized to join, right? It could turn them away. Like, oh, I'm getting these base drops and I really want that, but there's no way for me getting access to that. Whereas Candy, they've already done, Tops has done, like every other space for the most part, it's all intertwined. You buy a pack, just like in the real baseball card world, right? Just like in the real world. You have in every pack the opportunity, there's that chance you can get this rare card in it. It's not just a drop of all these rare cards. It's all mixed throughout. And I think that just opens up the playing field for everyone. You and I have been in this from day one. The Candy customer that comes in year 5 could potentially have the same ability of coming in off the bat, just like we did, and starting the same way we did, and not looking back and saying, well, it's like the Ponzi scheme thing, right? Like start from the top. Like they can't look in and say, well, I got here too late, so let me just walk away.
No,
to
that's
me,
a good point.
right now, that is my second biggest reason I think I'm so bullish on Candy. I still know how the drops are going to continue, but just based on Top Shot, because they've ingrained themselves in that collector score, it's going to be hard for them to really get out. And I wonder how they're going to appeal to the newer clients going forward.
And you almost wonder if that's why you're seeing now with Series 3 Top Shot, right? The first one they did, you could buy 10 packs, right? Second one, you could buy 5, but then you could go back in there again and buy another 5, right? Maybe they're letting you do that to get your collector score up. I mean, it's going to raise a little bit just by all those commons, but I know and I get that frustration too. So you've been in Top Shot longer than I have. I joined after you, but I still joined, near the beginning of Series 2, right? And all these rare drops that you're talking about, I try to get into all of them, right? And I have not gotten one yet. I've gotten some of the common drops. Like I get in most of those. But as far as the rare ones, I haven't gotten one yet. And I've tried to get in pretty much every one. And it's just because, I don't have the priority access because my collector score isn't super high, because my whole collection is full of common moments, right? I've got 113 Top Shot moments, which isn't as high as some, isn't as low as some, but it still isn't getting me to the point where I can get in on those priority access to rare drops, right?
Right.
So I'm in the general queue for rare drops. So, there's 2,000 packs reserved for 80,000 people who are trying to get it. And the luck of the draw, I haven't had it yet. So that can be frustrating. I get that. I would have loved to have had a rare pack by this point, but no dice.
Right. And I get that.
Yeah.
And that's where, so they're in a very unique dynamic right now because they're in a spot where they have the OGs and they have to find a way to appease the OGs to make them happy because, and let's be honest, like you say you had 113 moments. I mean, that's still 113 moments. When you figure a pack has 3 moments, with you saying how you're nowhere near, I don't like to say nowhere near, but you're not there. You're definitely further along from some people, but you're still not there. That's still a lot of investment. It's still, you're in the space. You're in it.
Right.
It's not like you just came along, I mean, you have 113 moments. So they're in a space of trying to appease those people because it's like, I've been here from day one. I've invested. I spent so much money on you. Like I should be entitled. I'm going to say that word because that's what I think the biggest problem with all these OGs are. They're entitled, right? They're entitled to these drops and I should be getting them. But when you look at the growth, and let's rewind back to when Candy had their first thing and we talked about on air, when we were supposed to be able to get 10 that day, and they limited everyone to 1. Sure, selfishly we said, I wanted 10, but that was best for the product. And that's the way like Top Shot in my mind needs to go. Like I know you want to appease the OGs, but they need to stop being so entitled. If you want this to really grow and get better, you have to open it up and give some incentive for new people to join in and get access to this rare stuff. Otherwise, they're going to look at it and say, well, there's no point because I'm going to have to invest like $5,000 just to have the chance to get this stuff like everyone else. And at that point in time, I'm done.
Yeah, because I mean, you saw, and I mean, we were on the Discord when the first candy drop happened was kind of all over the place. You had the people, the early access people, pretty much got what they wanted, right? Then you had the general drop, and some people got it, some people didn't. And then they were like, okay, we need to fix this because some people they basically, and especially with it being the first drop, it's almost like they inadvertently just like created whales, like there's I mean, there's people who just because they were there, they have all of these NFTs from the first ever drop. And there's this huge chunk of people who wanted in and didn't, right? They didn't get them, right? So the way they did the uncut diamonds, everybody just gets one. Everybody was pretty much able to get one if they wanted it. And there were a few people shut out, but for the most part, everybody got one. And that long term, it's better that more people got three NFTs from the uncut diamonds as opposed to a few people getting 30 of them, right?
Right.
It would have been cool to get 30, especially because we were early adopters.
Yes, again, I mean, I absolutely would rather have 30.
But I definitely see like for the long-term growth of the project, it's better to have more people with a few of them than a few people with more of them. Yeah. And so they kind of took that from Top Shot and said, hey, let's get everybody can have commons, rares, and legendaries and epics, right? As opposed to just a select few amount of people. I have all those moments. One of them is rare. The rest are all common, right? Because the rare I just bought, right? The commons are all from packs. But yeah, like with candy, I've got commons, I've got rares, I've got epics, right? So, uncommons, however they say them, right? But yeah,
uncommon I
like that.
Epic,
I think
legendary.
that's the way to do it, because it's the same thing. Like if you were to go into, and like I said, going back to how collectibles are in the real world, and if you wanted to buy a pack of sports cards, right? They all come from a box. There's packs in the box.
I just love how you have packs and boxes and cards, everywhere. Like all in arm's reach.
They come from the box.
Collector by any means.
The packs are in the box, right? You don't know what's in the packs. You could get a pack with the really rare card. You could get a pack with not rare cards, but like you have the same odds as everybody to pull that specific card, right? And that's
right.
That's the fair way to do it.
You're 100% accurate.
Yeah.
You are, and that's where I see where Top Shot's having their problems right now. And hey, you know what? Again, this is all the information I have right now. 3 years from now, Candy could have their own issues, and we're saying, Candy, you screwed up. Why'd you do this? Top Shot's going to blow you out the water. But I do think, again, that's where Candy could potentially come out as well, because they can see the mistakes. They, at this time, they haven't had any talks about collector scores. Everything's randomized, But of course, this could be their way of incentivizing people. As we start off the show, the jersey. Maybe it's not so much a collector score, but if you buy this jersey, then we'll give you exclusive rights to whatever. And that's what people have to do in the future. Like, okay, this year, damn it, I didn't buy the jersey. I didn't know about it, but I'll make sure next year I buy it. And this is their way of maybe getting those special drops, making people feel a little special who are participating where others can't. So like I'm cool with that, but for the most part of the whole year, everything's fair. Anyone and everyone can get it just as much as anyone else, and I'm cool with that. Even though I've been in here from day one, if I miss out, I miss out.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to do it, and yeah, I would love if Top Shot adopted that, because I'd like to get some rare cards every now and then instead of just guaranteed commons. It's one of the things where it's like you open up these $9 packs of commons and you're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get $3 moments out of this, like almost guaranteed. There's like the very, very, very slight chance that you could get something else, but it's still common.
Right. That's the thing. I mean, there's still good, still good moments there. You still have like rookie debuts and badges and stuff. So, that's pretty cool as well. It's not as if they're all just terrible cards by any means.
They're not all just terrible. Right.
But they're not the special cards, right? It's not the, wow, look at this. There's only, 199 of them and I got one.
Let's just say I've opened up 15 Series 3 packs so far and they were all awful.
Speaking of trash cats, so that night, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, they brought 2 more guests on. We had a total of 45 packs opened that night. 45 packs, 3 moments in a pack. Do the math. There was 1 rookie moment pulled out of 45 whole packs. 1. Jeez. So yeah, it was rough.
Yeah. But hey, it's part of it.
Yeah. The other thing too, and this isn't the biggest thing, I just wanted to bring this up because I didn't even say this. Someone else mentioned it, although I've thought it. But, when you look at the actual moments and comparing them, I mean, these candy moments, I'm going to share my screen again. We saw the jersey. We'll show one of their actual baseball moments. I know we've seen it already, but I mean, these are way cooler than Top Shots.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty neat.
NBA Top Shot has, which by all means, I mean, they were the first. You've never seen a moment. They all have them, cards. NBA Top Shot does the whole, they have the block, it rotates, it does some cool animations, and they have the video play. To me, again, I feel like this is Candy's way of, they saw it, that's cool, and they learned and built upon it. And it was like they had a good way of mixing the two. The people who collect, it looks like a baseball card, but it has the animation to it. It's really cool. To me, that's way better looking moment than what Top Shot has out right now.
No, I would agree. I think I just think that it's a cleaner design. I also just like their the interface better. Like if you just looking at your collection right there, I think it just looks better. Top Shots is pretty good too. And I'm sure Candy will get to the point where you can sort a little bit better.
Yeah,
they're kind of they just started this.
So they don't have much to do anyway. Yeah. So there's
yeah, I mean, you can sort it into plays of the day, sort it into the uncut diamonds, however you want to do that. But I like I don't know, I kind of like the design of the page. And like I said, Top Shots is nice too. I like Top Shots interface. It's very sleek and easy. But I agree. I think the actual NFTs look better on Candy.
I agree.
Not saying the Top Shots aren't good either, though. Top Shots are great.
Yeah. No, I said again, I want to make sure I preface that and say that again in time and time. I love Top Shot. I do. I just see there are some issues, and I feel like a lot of people that are using it, a lot of the users are expressing their issues and they're going through something. I believe they're going to correct it. I fully believe they're going to correct it. But again, those are just some of the issues they're dealing with, and Candy so far doesn't seem to be put in a situation to be in those situations. So that's all.
But no, you brought up a good point with the frustrations though, because I mean, I haven't pulled a Top Shot moment with a badge on it in ages. I feel like it's been forever.
It's been 84 years.
It's been forever.
Right.
At least the NBA, the WNBA, those ones all pretty much have badges, but it's been a while since I've had an NBA moment with a badge, like out of an actual pack.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm interested to hear like other people's viewpoints. Again, I know Candy's so new. You can't really have a true gauge on it yet. We're all just kind of learning and seeing it unravel before our eyes. But yeah, I'd love to hear other people's inputs, on stuff. And maybe we'll have some people on the show in the future here too. But yeah, I'm in favor of Candy. If I were to put my fake ETH, because I don't have any right now, on something, I'm putting it on Candy.
Are you banking on Candy over Tops?
Over Tops? Absolutely. Oh, is that our segue to the next one here, Jim?
I guess that's our segue to Tops, yeah.
So, yeah. Why don't you tell us about Tops?
I mean, first off, the challenges went well, right? I mean, it was kind of like a little cluster, but the challenges are done. So if you had the World Series MVP, if you had the Rookie of the Years, the MVPs, the Cy Young Award winners, right? You ended up winning those challenges. So thankfully, I was able to get, I got the AL Cy Young, I got the NL Rookie of the Year, and the AL Rookie of the Year. So I got those three.
Well,
those three
air quotes, NL Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. So I was able to get those three. So we still have no idea what you get. Right. So they were just said, if you win the challenge, you'll get something. We don't know what that is. So hopefully it's, something cool. There weren't a lot of challenge winners, right? Like I'm looking
I
at
noticed that.
I'm looking on this here. So with the Rookie of the Years, 39 American League Rookie of the Year winners, 48 National League. Cy Young was 96 in the American League, 41 in the National League, MVP 89 and 84. So, none of them will have more than 100 winners. So whatever the rewards are will be pretty rare. So I'm just kind of curious to see what those are. But they announced today they're doing they didn't even say when. They just said coming soon. Tops postseason 2021 NFTs. So
yeah.
My guess is
they put out on Instagram.
Yeah. So I don't know how many of you all, I was slightly aware of it, but Tops, even prior to NFTs being a thing, used to have a mobile app, and they still do. And it's called Tops Bunt, where they would essentially, it was digital cards that you could open, trade within the app. Mm-hmm. They weren't on a blockchain or anything. They were just pictures of the cards, right? They always used to do like a postseason set. So I'm imagining this is kind of going to be the same thing. I kind of am getting the vibes that that's what they're doing, is they're moving Tops Bunt to this Tops NFT thing.
Okay.
And so we'll kind of see how Tops Bunt was very wildly successful. It still is. I mean, it's a very widespread used thing. I mean, they release stuff on it every day. So now I wonder if they're just trying to get people from that app to this. We'll see. Yeah.
I mean, that kind of makes sense. So you already have, I mean, I know I'm not going to say trash, but we're down on Tops.
Yeah. I mean, they've had this platform for a decade.
Yeah.
You
Well, that's
know?
what I'm gonna say. I mean, when you think about collecting, right? I mean, everyone who's
Mhm.
in the collecting world knows Tops. No one knows what Candy is. So Tops has the name. I mean, they're Tops. So, and then if you already have people in the digital world on Bunt, it really doesn't seem like it's
Yeah.
that much of a transition to go here. So that seems kind of smart for them if that's what they're going to do, right? Like you already have these people in the digital world collecting this stuff.
Mhm.
Let's just bring them here into NFT space.
Yeah, and I mean, it's actually, I mean, I used to be like really involved on this. I haven't been in the last maybe 4 or 5 years, but like when this first came out, like we talk about utility and kind of like how you can use these things.
Mm-hmm.
This thing was so cool. Like they would do basically like daily fantasy baseball, right? And you would take every card that you had and you would make a lineup and you would enter contests and you would win prizes based off how you finished on if your pitcher pitched a certain
Yeah.
person parent, you put in it was fun. It was like a really involved and interactive app, an interactive experience that I gravitated towards, and a lot of people did. Like I said, I haven't really used it lately, but they still do the same thing, and I think that's where you can kind of look at like this is what all like you can create fantasy leagues based off of these things now, right? Like so that's kind of the thing. Like where instead of drafting players, it's like okay, and you're seeing Top Shot doing this now, where they're doing you know showcases of the top assist leaders or top point getters, right? That's I think where you can
Mm-hmm.
add a little bit more, interactiveness, if that's a word, to all of this, and just getting the user experience. Like how do you get people to just stay on your platform and do more stuff with it? And that's just the way you can do it.
I like that. So what's funny you saying that. Now for one, Top Shot does like you're saying those like daily things like the point
Yeah.
top points and assists or whatever. I do like that Top Shot does that. That does make you stay there. It keeps the marketplace active as well. People buying and selling the moments because they get a reward for having that, so they're going to buy it. And then of course, if I don't want the reward, I just want to take the money. I'll sell it for a little bit of a premium price.
Yeah.
But what you're saying about the fantasy side, so this is something, and it's funny. Person that I'm in the Trash Cats Discord with, really into Top Shot, mentioned this just the other day, and it's something I saw last year, and like I signed up for. I seen what it was, but I never participated in it, and I guess it's blown up this year. But moments ranks, right? Which you can go on there and see your Top Shot score, all your moments, right? It has a lot of utility in seeing the value and stuff or whatever. They actually do that. They have it's like a fantasy. Like, use your moments, I believe, your moments. And like a fantasy, you build your team and you go, I think, head to head against people, and they give out prizes. So if Tops is already doing that, right? They have this space and they're going to make this transition. That could be a real win for them. Like I'm pulling for you, Tops. Okay, I've been down on you. I've expressed it.
Yeah,
but
that's the thing. Like they've already been doing so many of these things. It's just a matter of like how do you do it now with this particular platform? And like they've been doing it for years. Like, they've been doing digital collectibles for decades, and I mean decades. Like it's just a matter of like, okay, how do you keep up with these other guys who are new to it and they just have better ideas?
Right,
or just better ways to make those ideas happen.
Well, I'm pulling for you, Tops. Like you said, Jim, right? They did tease the postseason 2021, so we know there's going to be an NFT drop for them in some form or fashion coming up, and we'll definitely talk about it. I'm sure you're going to participate, correct?
Most likely, yeah.
I'll say the same. I most likely will, and but this also gives me hope too. So again, we talked about Candy. Is Candy going to release a postseason? I hope.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I said, I think you could really do something like based around like the award winners. I've been saying that for a while now. Like, and then you create same thing like you create rewards if you collect all the Gold Glove winners, if you collect all the Silver Slugger winners. I feel like that's kind of something you could do.
Yeah, I like that. So my theory, and I could be way off, but I feel like that should be the reward challenges for you guys at Tops, right? Everyone that collected that, like you'll get the NFT of that player, their MVP moment or something.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, except for Trevor Rogers, it'll end up being Jonathan India's. Like that will be his
Right.
debut,
Right.
since there wasn't a Jonathan India card or moment to collect. But I think, yeah, that'd be awesome. Is like the challenge winners will get the NFT of that award. And then again, there's only going to be 40, 50, 89 of them. Like that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the hope there. They just don't really know what they're doing yet. Because the thing with Tops is like they have the license basically to create trading cards of NFTs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they can't use any sort of video at all. So it's like they're a little limited on what they can do because Candy has the license to use the video.
Mm-hmm.
But Top still does have the trading card license, right? So they can do it with trading cards. So yeah, like do you make a specific trading card for that?
Oh,
so
you'll get an actual physical card.
No,
potentially
like a digital.
Oh, okay. So you mean digital too? Okay.
Card, yeah. Or it could be a real life thing. Like maybe you put out, hey, there's 38 of these Jonathan India Rookie of the Year cards that you could only obtain by doing that NFT challenge, right? I don't know.
Or just go back the whole concept we said before. Although you're in the NFT space, and I assume people that are in it probably want the NFT. But what if you had the option of you could burn it for a real life card?
Yeah.
I mean, that can be smart. And then maybe there's only 10 real life cards now, opposed to 30 NFTs, I don't know. That's what's cool about the possibility, like what Tops can do, right? And then, of course, like Candy and Finax in the future, what they can do, because they'll have both in 2025. But yeah, so Top's going to have their postseason. We'll have more information when we have it to give. But yeah, I'll probably get myself into that somehow or another. And hopefully it's a positive experience. Hopefully I'll get whatever it is too.
Yeah, and their homepage here, if you click on shop, it's got the little teaser right now of.
Is it up now?
Well, it's weird. They still say start collecting soccer, but the images and everything is of the postseason. So yeah,
nice.
It looks like they're probably doing a standard pack.
You can collect Slocker or potentially World Series.
They're probably doing the standard pack, premium pack thing that they've done before.
That makes sense. I can see that. Cool.
Yeah.
It's here too. Our latest drop. Here's all the soccer information, but here's our postseason MLB video. Oh, Tops, we love you. Okay. Well, was there anything else that we want to discuss?
I actually got little images of what they'll look like. It looks like. No, I think that's everything. I mean, I think we're
all right.
I think we're good.
Well, then I guess we'll wrap it up by. We'll open a pack. We always try to open packs. I try to save them. I know there's nothing for baseball, so we have one Top Shot pack for the WNBA Challenge. I did get a pack. It's not a pack. It's I don't even know who it is, but I got it. I forget who it is.
It's a fandom moment, right? It's
just a moment. I don't know her name. Satal Sabali. I don't know. But let's. Oh wait.
The only people I know are Louisville alumni.
Did I not get it? Oh, open.
Sorry. There you go, open.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what cereal I got.
Probably got perfect cereals because you're lucky.
$9,048. I think there's only 10,000 minutes. So
Yeah.
10,099. I got 9,488. Oh well.
Yeah. That works.
See the up and under.
I'm surprised 10,000 people qualified for this. I mean, because I was in most of the WNBA stuff, and I know I wasn't close to this.
No.
I
think this. I had every single one needed for this one. I didn't have to buy in for anything. But I've purchased a lot of WNBA. Like I even went secondary for some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have every fandom moment for it. Although I had to buy
I need to get the Angel McCautry. I saw that she has one. It's expensive though, I think.
Actually, I only need one more for this set.
Might as well do that.
Nope. Well, I'm not going to get that one. Okay, I take it back. I have every fandom but one. And it's this one.
Yeah.
For $1,666. Sorry, kids. I'm going to let
not getting that. Are you not going to pull the trigger?
No, I'm not.
Got 5,400 collector score. It's not bad.
I know.
Jeez.
I'm telling you, man.
I need to up my game.
I mean, I'm not going to say gotten some wins, but that Lauren Jackson really helped me. When I got that perfect mint. I think I sold that for $869. So it helped me out.
Yeah, you're able to use that to scoop up a lot of stuff, I'm imagining.
Right. But again, I was eligible to get into the drop to even get it.
Right. True.
So I understand. And that's where the difficulties are.
Yeah.
I had the experience to get that. And these new people aren't going to qualify to get that experience to then get this.
Yeah.
But all right.
Okay.
Well, I think that's pretty much everything then.
I believe so.
Cool. Well, then we'll see you guys next week, maybe. If not, when some more news breaks. So we'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.
See you guys.